Hey, how is everyone doing? It's been a while since I came out on camera and talked about what I see in the tech world. But I've got some interesting things going on. One of the things that I've noticed and researched within the last couple of months, and I figured it was there, but the numbers are what set me back or just, made me think. So, AWS, Google, and Microsoft control 65%, 63%, and 51% of the cloud computing, data center, and AI markets, respectively. The margins in those markets: 58% in cloud computing, about 40% in data centers, and only 18% in AI, and that's just because it's early on. There's a lot of money to be paid back. The Web3 slash blockchain world, 14 years in, and 25% of the transactions on Ethereum are run on AWS. That's unbelievable. Filecoin, Storage, and others integrate with AWS. And to understand that, Filecoin and Storage, they're decentralized storage providers that use what is known as the Interplanetary File System protocol to store data. So, one of the biggest problems in blockchain, if not the biggest problem still, is scalability. We've spent 14 years trying to figure out how to deal with the fact that we do not have sufficient computing power to compete at the AWS, Google, Microsoft level. Not even close. It's not even close in terms of enterprise use cases. One of the biggest reasons why blockchain was developed in the first place was to level the playing field. The unbanked in Africa and Asia and elsewhere, these are people who don't have access to traditional financial system and mobile banking and the ability to make online payments easily. They don't have computers. They have mobile devices. Some mobile devices that in most cases aren't Galaxies and iPhones. But the point, what I'm getting at with this is we wanted to push and spread the socioeconomic benefits of blockchain technology to these people. Right? They don't have computers in many cases. They have mobile devices that are, adequate to surf the web and run certain applications, but to run an Ethereum node at this point, you need a 1 terabyte of RAM. To run a Cardano node, you need a 24 gigabyte gigabytes, I should say, of RAM on your machine. Filecoin, 32 gigabytes. These are these numbers, 5 to 10 times or more the average RAM that's in a computer, let alone an average computer, let alone a mobile device. 5 to 10 times, and Ethereum is 100 times. 1 to 150 times the average RAM capacity in the average computer is required to run an Ethereum node. So, do you see the picture that I'm painting? Scalability is still an issue. Spending time on it. Quantum computing is racing ahead. Breakthroughs are coming faster and faster and faster. The storage required to run these nodes for the very people that we want to help and bring on into the capitalistic society that we live in this world. It's not going anywhere unless there's some sort of amazing breakthrough. Perhaps photonic compute can help out, which is partially where I'm going with this. Scalability, RAM issues, storage issues. We're using AWS. 25% of the transactions run on AWS. And as I think about all these things, there's this beacon of light, blue light, special light, just ding, ding, ding. Data center. Bring all of the resources in the blockchain world. There's $1 trillion of market capitalization across the blockchain world. We bring everything together, create a DAO-owned, decentralized autonomous organization owned and run data center that's state-of-the-art, build the most technologically advanced hybrid cloud computing platform, and perhaps using photonic compute that two high schoolers in Northern Virginia have a patent on at this point, or whether it's patent pending, running PCs using light waves instead of electrons. Incredibly fast. But the bigger point, the main point, is bringing our resources together to create a DAO-owned data center, true data sovereignty, all the way down to the rack, and obviously data ownership. And any blockchain can participate, use the resources, scale up their chain. They know, they own the data center. Like Cardano, for example, they could offload 16 gigabytes of node processing to a data center and only require 8 on the machines, or even less. And the same can be said for other chains, and there's a ton of potential in this idea. And not only do we do data center, a DAO-owned data center, we build upon that, build more and more and more, and we use the business structure of a decentralized autonomous organization to our complete benefit. Bring everyone together and say, let's compete with AWS, with Google, Microsoft, in a space that has no competition, in a space that has ridiculous margins, plenty of room for competition, plenty of room for profit. And we see what we can do. Quantum 1 DAO has a blockchain that's derived from Cardano that could be used specifically for this purpose to facilitate the DAO. It has everything from the Byron through Alonzo eras, very early on in Alonzo, and a few bits and pieces of proprietary coding that I put in there as well. But the point is, it's here, it's now. Just this morning I read an article talking about standard power selecting new scale for a 2 gigawatt data center. It's coming. What CEO of NVIDIA weeks ago says in the next 4 years, $1 trillion is going to be spent on data centers. There isn't enough energy available for the demand of data centers that's actually there. There's not enough energy. So it's all there. And then we could seriously compete. We could bring blockchain to the masses and all at the same time, really focus on what's more important, and that's quantum computing. If we can find a way to create decentralized quantum computing, that's what we need to do. Because it's coming. It'll be here. It's already here. You know, the more that I've read in the last couple of weeks, there's people that are IonQ and what's that other company's name? But trapped ion computing. But they keep iterating, keep refining, breakthroughs keep happening. Oged Regev just figured out a way to, I think it was in August, he just figured out a way to cut the logic gates required in Shor's algorithm in half. That's amazing. So from 4 million down to 2 million. And what does that mean? That means if it wasn't already happening behind the scenes, that it's this hack now, decrypt later, it's got to be or weeks away from happening. And the blockchain world needs to come up to speed, competitive speed, scale speed, power speed as soon as possible, and stop focusing on everybody's internalizing. Everybody's trying to compete with one another in their space. It's a vacuum. It's a vacuum chamber. You're not getting anywhere. Come together, consolidate, strategize, build real assets, hold on to those assets, save dry powder for days where there's blood on the streets, and let's get it together. You know, the tech world's passing the blockchain world by because there's more money being pushed into quantum computing and AI. It's just the way it is. So that's my take, and I'm sticking to it. I wish everyone the best, and let's do this. Let's come together and get this shit done. Let's show them what we can do.